Welcome back, everyone. This is Praveen from WorkLife with Praveen. So, in today's video, I'm going to be speaking about a recent blog that I wrote on my personal blog, which is praveens.blog. So, if you have not checked it out already, please take a look at it. That is where I write my thoughts, my experiences, my learnings from whatever I have experienced in my life so far. So it is Praveens.blog. So if you have not read it, please take a look on that as well. And getting back to today's video, I'm going to be speaking about something that I had written recently, which is basically about adapting to life's obstacles and how to thrive with a positive mindset. Now, this is something I thought about quite a lot of times. To be honest, I thought about, am I the right person who can make a video about adapting to the life's challenges? Because there are pretty much 7.5 billion people in the world, and I'm sure all those 7.5 billion people have their own life challenges. So I was wondering if I can consider myself as an individual who can actually go on video and actually speak about how to deal with those challenges, because I had to be truthful with myself, and I had to tell me multiple times that I'm not an expert when it comes to handling difficult challenges of that the life throws us at every single time. But then I gave in. My heart was telling me that, you know what, out of those 7.5 billion people, if this video can help even one individual, could be myself, to actually reflect and understand where we are as individuals and probably even get better, even 1%. I think my time recording this video and uploading it on YouTube and editing it and blah, 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 all that will be worth it. So we'll quickly get started. Now, right from the beginning, I would like to start with something that at least most of us would be aware of, which is the Darwinian theory about evolution. Now, if you believe in God or not, if you believe in science or not, there is this common concept that pretty much everyone agrees with, or at least the individuals and the people that whom I interact with often, uh, they kind of agree with some of the things that some of the things Darwin has been telling us for ages and ages, which is the individuals who are able to thrive in the current circumstances are the individuals who will be able to kind of adapt to the challenges, and they are the individuals who will thrive in future. Now, that is what has happened to most of us. That is something that has happened to a lot of creatures, including human beings, including dinosaurs, including, let's say, cockroaches, including some bugs. Each and every organism on this planet had to adapt to the environment that they were a part of. And fortunately for us, human beings were able to adapt a little better. And that is a reason why we are here. And that is a reason why human beings are still on this planet Earth. I don't know about the future. Nobody knows how the global warming is going to impact us. Nobody knows how the whole climate and the weather is going to change in next 20, 30 odd years. But what we do know is we have been able to survive, and not only survive, but also thrive all those radical changes that we were put into. And we are here, we are making huge strides when it comes to pretty much everything, right? Again, long story short, Darwin basically said I'm going to read it out for you, which is because resources are limited in nature, organisms with heritable traits that favor survival and reproduction will tend to leave more offsprings than their peers, causing the traits to increase in frequency over generations. I'm going to put that description in the description box as well. But I hope you got what I was trying to address here, which is the organisms who are able to reproduce, the organisms who are able to survive in the climate that they are put into, are the individuals who will be able to thrive in future. Now, um, the bad news is all of us have challenges right now. uh, each and every individual, each and every creature on this planet will have challenges, if not yet already, which I highly highly doubt. Right from the kindergartens, right from the childhood days, right from the time that someone is conceived, or even before that, that individual has to face challenges. Now, how that individual is able to adapt to those challenges is something that um, is up to that individual. But that is what will decide if this individual is going to survive and thrive in future. And when we speak about challenges, though, there are two very different kind of challenges which go hand in hand, but they are very different. One is mental, or one is psychological, and one is physical. Now, all of us know what physical challenges could be, right? A physical challenge could be that maybe my physical state doesn't allow me to do a particular thing, or my environment that I am in doesn't allow me to do something that I want to do, but I'm not able to, right? Now, those are some of the physical challenges that I'm speaking about here. But what we will focus on in today's video is going to be the other type of challenge, which is mental or psychological. Because you would have heard it in n number of videos that probably you would have watched. Probably you are already aware that most of the challenges, physical or psychological, or emotional or spiritual, all starts with here, your mental state. Now, the way you have designed your psychology, the way you have designed your mental state is mostly what decides how you would react to the those external challenges or internal challenges, and how you would be able to adapt to those. Now, let's think about it. Now, let's say I'm looking at my Instagram reels right now. I'm browsing my Instagram reels, and I see all my friends who are going on vacation, who are probably living the life that I always dreamt of. I see my LinkedIn timeline, and I see that most of my schoolmates, most of my college friends, have gone about pursuing higher education in probably in India or outside of India. Probably they got scholarships. Now, when I see that, my psychological state goes in a negative zone, and what that allows, or what that forces me to do, is change my physical state as well. What my physical state ends up doing is basically I start to sweat. I probably, let's say, if I'm addicted to something, let's say I'm addicted to sugar, or maybe caffeine, or maybe nicotine, or maybe alcohol, whatever that is. Probably I will take one of those and try to take care of the physical state that I got into, uh, just to kind of relax. But relax what? My objective at that moment would be to relax my physical state, but I fail to realize that that particular situation happened because of the mental stress, the psychological stress that I put on myself. And which might not be even fair, because most of us are aware, if not all of us are aware, but at least most of us are aware that whatever we see on social media is usually the the so-called great things that people are doing in their lives, but the other 99.99999% of their life is camouflaged just behind that picture. And it's just like how your life is. Now, there could be an instant in your life in today. Let's say if you grabbed a cup of coffee from, let's say, some barista that probably is famous for its coffee. You choose to take a photo of it. You choose to take a pic of it, and you put it on the Instagram, right? Now, behind the scene, nobody knows, but behind the scene, probably you just had a fight with your spouse, or probably because of the mental state, the negative mental state that you got into after seeing someone pursuing higher studies in, let's say, Harvard or Stanford or whatever, or let's say IIT or IIM here in India. You went under stress. You went to that barista. You went to the Starbucks. You grabbed that coffee of yours, which is kind of an addiction, which is a caffeine addiction. So, but you chose to take a pic of it and you put it on your Insta timeline, right? Now, the other 223 odd so called friends that you have probably will look at that, and they would feel that your life is full of positive things. They would think that probably you drink coffee only from Starbucks or only from this great barista, which is very famous. And then you are just passing that stress to them, and where they will continue the chain, where they will probably get into a psychological stress, and then probably that will be reflected in their physical stress, and probably they will basically go on to do whatever they like whenever they get into the stress zone. So it's a chain effect, right? And that is exactly what we get into. And life these days is not easy because we are constantly bombarded with all these flashy things that people are doing in their lives, and not showing the actual life that they are leading. In fact, right now, probably I'm recording this video. You can only see me on this frame that I am on. And you are thinking, how is this individual able to talk so uh, um, spotlessly and without any interruptions? Probably you're thinking, how is he able to look at the camera dead on? But you also would have realized that probably I'm also looking on a small little note that I have written for this particular video. Probably you do not know that I'm recording this video in my home office, but the rest and the background looks really good, but the rest of the room is pretty messed up. My clothes are everywhere. Probably I did not dust my table. It's all dirty. I'm not saying it is, but you don't know because I have not shown you that part of my life. I hope I was able to put the point across, and that is important because that is how life is for pretty much all of us these days, right? We look at someone's life, which is just that 0.0000001% of what that person is going through, and we think that, okay, you know what, this guy is actually enjoying in his life, and looks like the other 99% of the people, my friends, relatives, all are having a great time in their lives except me. And that is where as individuals we get into that negative zone, and that is where everything goes south for all of us. Now, probably I can give you another example here. Now, I don't know if you, as a viewer, have read this book called, I forget the name of the book, but oh, yeah, The Man's Search for the Meaning by Viktor Frankl, right? I hope you have read it. If not, please go and buy that book. Probably, I mean, it's available on Kindle. You can get the audio book. Probably you can find it online on probably some sort of PDF, or probably just buy a book, because it's a very good book. It's a very small book, and it left a huge impact on my life when basically I read that book. Now, in that book, there is a statement made by Victor. So Victor is basically sharing his own life story. He is one of those individuals, unfortunately, who had to go through the atrocities of Nazis, and the kind of situations that they were put into, the Jews were put into, uh, around 1920s, 1930s, and 1940s. Right now, this person, Victor, uh, s- struggles every day, where he does not know if that day would be his last day in the camp, right? In the Nazi camp. Now, he goes from camp to camp. He was taken from his home with no belongings. And even if there were some belongings, probably they were just taken away by the security guards or the commanders responsible. But and also he was kept away from his wife, and all kind of bad things, right? And when he actually got into the camp, he's surrounded by death, he's surrounded by filth, he's surrounded by the group of individuals who took pleasure in making another human being suffer. But and that is when in his book he writes that that state that he was in, it was very easy for an individual to kind of go in the south zone, or probably go south when it comes to his mental state, and probably start acting the way the other commanders or security guards were acting with the inmates. But he also mentions that he takes an example of someone who is unemployed. Let's say if we have to keep the same situation in today's world, we know that the layoffs are happening throughout the world, and it doesn't matter which organization it is on this planet. I mean, big, small, whatever kind of organization we take, pretty much everyone has been laying off their employees, and it is happening in chunks, probably 5,000 employees, 6,000 employees, 10,000 employees, without thinking what's going to happen to their families. However, what Victor says is an employee who is actually, or a human being who is not employed for a very long time, he doesn't know where the next month's ration is going to come for his home, how he or she will be able to pay the school fees for their kids, how he or she will be able to afford the medical bills for his aging parents or her aging parents. Now, this person doesn't know what can happen or what will happen tomorrow. He lives aimlessly. He lives without any kind of ambition or any kind of passion. All he can think of is how to find a job, and after certain period of unemployment, he loses that hope as well. And that is where this individual has to pull out all the courage he or she has, and they have to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's exactly what Victor did in the camp. Though he was surrounded by negative forces, negative energies, which could easily just nudge him towards becoming one of those individuals, or probably worse yet, take his own life. He did not. Why? Because his mindset or his psychology said, no matter what happens, he is not an individual who will have negative values or negative thoughts towards other human beings. And that is what kept him sane during his stay in one of those camps. And when he was able to survive those camps, and that is when he comes out. He goes on to become a very famous doctor. and then he writes this book called Man's Search for Meaning. If you have not read the book, again, I would recommend you to read the book. It's a very short book, I think 110, 120 pages long, but full of value. Now, moving on. So I was just looking at the data as well. So if I have to look at the data, pretty much, I would say around 25% of the individuals, the 25% of people in this world are facing some kind of mental health condition, such as depression or anxiety or whatever that is. And this survey was back in 2022. And I guess that number would have increased from 25 to probably 27, 28, if not worse. But that number is 25%. 25% of the individuals on this planet have mental health issues, and all this is basically getting accelerated because of the digital, the social media that we constantly are on, and also, and I'm not gonna blame just the social media. I'm also gonna say that, okay, all this can be accelerated if you don't get the right kind of family, right kind of friends, right kind of relatives, right kind of neighbors. All this can accelerate your move towards depression. But again, like Marcus Aurelius says, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. So, this is exactly what Marcus said. Uh, I hope you kind of paid attention to what I said. I'm going to just put it out there as well. But yeah, so again, to cut this long story short, what I'm trying to say is our mental state is the ultimate decider. It is basically the external factors such as your financial instability, issues with our relationships, uncertainty in our careers, which is common these days, issues with our physical well being, or issues with our environment we live in. No matter what the situation is, it is our mental state that determines if those issues break us or you make them the building blocks of our strong characters. Now, creating a strong mindset requires a lot of practice. It's not going to happen overnight, right? It's going to require a lot of experiences. If I ask probably a 17-year-old teenager, and if I question his wisdom, uh, and comparing his wisdom to mine, I'm not going to be fair. Because he might have had an easier life experiences, or probably I might have had an easier life experiences compared to someone else. So comparing these life experiences, comparing these wisdoms that each of us possess, or probably judging someone's character with just a small amount of time that we spend with them is not fair on them, and it is not fair for us as well, because then we are basically dropping our character level to probably lower than the other individual that we are trying to compare ourselves with. So it takes time, it takes practice, it takes patience, it takes experience for us to develop a very strong character, right? And like it is often said, it is easier said than done. But the good news is it can be done, right? All of us know this. I mean, if we can make things worse, we can make things better as well. So, what we have to do, again, before I get into that part, which I'm going to cover in detail, what I will tell you just before that is it will take immense courage to take the responsibility and own the situation we are in. Own it. Take the responsibility that you in for take the responsibility for the situation that you are in. It will take immense planning. Plan to get where we want to get. It will take immense discipline. Without discipline, you will not be able to do the same thing day in, day out. Probably you will do it for a month and you will feel monotonous and you will kind of give up. It will take immense adaptability, because let's say if you are trying to um, um, get better at something, if you're trying to make situations better, it could be financial, could be a relationship that you want to get better at, probably your career, it will take a lot of adaptability, skill sets for you to adapt to the ever changing dynamics. Probably, let's say, in your career, let's say if you plan to be X, I'm talking about the title. Let's say if you are planning to become, let's say, a senior program manager in next 1 or 2 years, you have planned it. And you have taken the responsibility, you have planned how you're going to do it, you have the discipline to do it. But also, let's agree to the fact that there could be a lot of changes in the market. There could be a lot of changes in the organization that you are in. Probably there could be a lot of changes to the way program management works. And that is a reason why you have to be adaptive to that bit as well. And most of all, this is my favorite because it is very simple to listen to, and it is very simple, and we think we know it, but actually we don't, unfortunately, and it is even more difficult to kind of practice it, and that is patience. It will take a lot of patience for you to do all the above things, which is be take the responsibility, being disciplined, uh, being adaptable, and then you have to be patient. Not always the plans will work out the way you want it to work out. So be patient. And so again, if I have to kind of give you a step by step solution, or maybe a blueprint to kind of summarize this whole video as well, and for you to take away something actionable, so that it doesn't feel like it is just another rant about motivation, inspiration, or whatever. Uh, Billions of videos out there on YouTube. Here are the three things that you have to do, and I'm going to call it ABC of getting better. Uh, and that's it. It is ABC. A stands for acknowledge. Acknowledge who you are as individual, and I'm not talking about who you are for your friends, who you are for your family members. I'm not talking about who you are for your colleagues at work. I'm talking about you for yourself. You look at the mirror plain naked and no masks. Try to understand who you are and first take that responsibility. If you know deep inside your heart that you're not good with, let's say, programming, be brutally honest with yourself. If you want to become a great programmer, if you want to be a great guitarist, and if you deep down inside, though your friends and families appreciate, they like what you do with your guitar, but deep down you know that you are not getting those gigs at let's say a local pub, or probably you're not getting those gigs at a local music station. That's probably because you're not good enough yet. You can change it, but for you to change it, you have to acknowledge that part, and you have to be brutally honest to acknowledge it and take that responsibility, saying, you know what, I know I'm not good enough, but add a yet, which is I'm not good enough yet. So that is A. B is belief, right? Have belief that if you were able to survive all the challenges in your life, you will be able to survive this as well. So have that belief. It's pretty straightforward, but again, like I said, most of the things which I speak is something that you probably are aware of, and probably you might be thinking somewhere over the course of this video, is Praveen is saying something that I already know. Yes, I agree. Probably you already know. It's just that this video will serve you as a reminder of what you know, and probably just reignite that flame, or reignite that fire, and to believe in yourself and take on the challenges head on. And the last part is change. right? Now, first was acknowledged. You acknowledge that you're not good enough yet. B is for belief. Have that belief that you can do it. Now, be practical when it comes to belief. Do not think, let's say, if I'm a 40-year-old person or a 35-year-old male, and I want to get into professional sports. Let's say, let me take an example of professional cricket. And if my dream is to become as good as Virat Kohli, it's not going to happen because Virat Kohli retired at the age of 35, whereas right now, me aged 35, I don't even know how to hold the bat professionally yet, right? So I have to believe in myself, but be practical as well. Know what you want, but at the same time be logical and be practical as well. Is all I'm saying. And the third part, which is change. Now, let's say I kind of decided that okay, this is what I want to do. Let's say. I want to be a professional, or if I want to be a professional guitarist, I acknowledge that I am not good enough yet. B, belief, I know I can get better. C, change accordingly. Make plans accordingly. If it requires you to plan for, let's say, um, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, plan it, right? And that comes under change. You cannot sit on your couch, you cannot sit on your sofa, watch Netflix series endlessly and still aim to become a professional guitarist, because most of your time has to go in practicing the art that you want to get better at. So those are ABCs of accepting any challenge and kind of overcoming those challenges in life. Could be financial, could be relationship, could be career wise, could be anything. But if you just follow these ABCs, which is acknowledge, believe, and change, and be practical about it, and that's the most important part. And like I said, be patient with it. It is gonna happen, it will happen. It's just about when, right? So that's all I have for you today. So those are the ABCs that probably I thought is important. Now, before I go, I'm going to close this video with one of my favorite poems by Longnecker, C.W. Longnecker, and it's called The Victor. I'm not going to read the whole poem, but I'm going to read maybe 4 or 5 lines. The whole poem is on my blog, which is Praveen's.blog. You can go there and read it. It's almost at the end of my article. But yeah, here it goes. So if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but think you can't, it's almost a cinch that you won't. And it goes on. But towards the end, he says, life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. I'm going to read it again. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. With this, I'm going to close today's video. Now, if you have any feedback, any comment to today's video, feel free to put that on the comment section. And if you have liked what I'm trying to do here, hit subscribe and like. It kind of is kind of an appreciation for myself, and I know that okay, someone out there in this world is liking what I'm doing, even 1%, and it will keep me motivated to come up with these kind of videos often. And yeah, until then, be great and see you next time.